Hey guys, we got NHL 22 coming out in a couple weeks, and of course they're pushing the X factors for this year. And on Twitter, they said that there's a list. There are 50 players that are going to have X factors applied to them, and so they said they're going to release that on September 20th. So I'm just using this video to take a guess at who those players are. Now, just to give you guys a heads up, there is a list floating about. That they assume or are guessing will be in the pre-order bonus of the X Factor player pack, choice pack that will come with the X Factor edition of the game. So I'm going to read these names off real quick. It's 25 names. Not every team has a player. So here we go. Pastrnak, Marchand, Eichel, Mackinnon, Makar, Patrick, Kane, Seth Jones, Heiskanen, McDavid, Draisaitl, Price, Yossi, Panarin, Crosby, Malkin, Pietrangelo, Vasilevsky, Point, Hedman, Matthews, Pedersen, Stone, Hellebuck, Ovechkin, and Carlson. So that leaves, if those are correct, then that leaves 25 players that will have the ability but won't be part of that initial pre-order bonus pack. So here's my guesses, and let's, oh my goodness, what am I doing? So here's my guesses for the rest of the teams. I made sure that every team had at least one X Factor player, and I don't know if EA is going to do that, and I'll kind of explain my logic why I made these picks. So I do have like 52 to 53, because teams like Tampa Bay, there's certain guys that I feel like couldn't get left off, but then that pushes me over 50, so at least 2 or 3 of these are going to be wrong. And I heavily based my picks off of anyone who was highlighted in the reveal trailer, anybody who was highlighted in the gameplay trailer, quote, gameplay trailer, or if anybody was highlighted in the photographs. And so right off the bat, I'll start with like Seattle, like Giordano. He was kind of highlighted, shown like in the Kraken uniform, etc. So that's my pick for Seattle. So let's go through the rest of these. For Anaheim, I picked Fowler. Arizona, I picked Chychrun. Boston, I picked Pastrnak, Marchand, and since the trailer featured Bergeron, or I added him also. I got Eichel for Buffalo, Tkachuk for Calgary, Slavin for Carolina, and Aho. Patrick Kane, Seth Jones. I decided to go with Marc-Andre Fleury here, and I did not include Jonathan Toews, but you know, who knows? If every team doesn't have to have one, then maybe he is. Colorado, I went with McKinnon, Makar, and Rantanen. Columbus, I went with Laine. Dallas, I went with Heiskanen and Pavelski. Detroit, I went with Hronek. Edmonton, McDavid and Draisaitl. Florida, I went with Barkov. Los Angeles, I went with Doughty. Minnesota, I went with Kaprizov. Montreal, I went with Price. Nashville, I went with Yossi. New Jersey, I went with Hamilton. New York Islanders, I went with Barzal because he's in the trailer. New York Rangers, I went with Panarin and Zibanejad. And here's another one. So I did pick 52, 53, but even like Adam Fox, I mean, they've got to include him, right? He's got to have an X factor, right? Norris winner. So maybe even bump mine up to 54 or whatever. Fox, maybe. Ottawa, Tkachuk, Philadelphia, Couturier, Pittsburgh, Crosby and Malkin. San Jose, I had Carlson because of the photos from when they released the pictures of the game or screenshots of the game. But I mean, EA just loves Brent Burns, so that wouldn't surprise me, and Hurdle wouldn't surprise me either with all the mess going on with Kane. And San Jose might not even have a player. Who knows? St. Louis, I had Ryan O'Reilly. Tampa Bay, I had, here's where it gets confusing, Vasilevsky, Point, and Hedman were all on that list. Stamkos was in the gameplay reveal trailer with the 1T ability, but you can't leave Kucherov off that list. But then at that point, you got 5 people on Tampa Bay. I mean, Kucherov might be the best out of all those five, or the five total players. So he's got to be in there, right? Toronto, I had Matthews and Marner. Vancouver, I had Pedersen, and they had Quinn Hughes during the actual gameplay, so I added him here. That's kind of a maybe. Vegas, Pietrangelo and Stone. Washington, Ovechkin and Carlson. Winnipeg, I had Hellebuck and Scheifele. Like I said, a lot of those guys that I named, you can find them in the gameplay trailer. So those are my guesses. I guess I was like 52, 53. And then if you had Adam Fox on top of that, then you got like 54. So, of course, so that means I'm at least going to be wrong on a few of these. But those are my guesses. I want to make this as quick as possible and just put it out there. Let me know what you guys think. All right. Take it easy, guys. Later.